Welcome to Give 'em More Podcast. It is your favorite host doing the most. And you know I'm going to say the rest for the real intro. But it's Mo Williams tuning in. This is Give 'em More Podcast. This is a special Thursday release. And the reason why the date changed was because of the holidays and the upcoming New Year. We just had to switch up the dates, but it will be back regularly on Monday very soon. Just bear with us. But we doing this a little different. I still got an intro track for you. It's called Seasons by my boy 8BALLKAINE, and this interview actually is with 8BALLKAINE. The highly anticipated interview is here. Make sure you guys tune in on SoundCloud and check out his project. 9 is the magic number, and his other project, Before Better Days, out on SoundCloud right now. We'll be on other platforms a little bit later. It is your favorite host doing the most, Mo Williams. I'm out. Please enjoy this track, and then we're gonna jump right into it.
Oh, now we putting it right. I got these songs for the season. She wanna fuck at the seasons. I just be chillin', I'm freezing. I do not move with no trees. Shawty immutable, nothing stays the same. She changed it up like the seasons, and everything's all for a reason. So I just thank God that I'm breathing. I'm dropping the music that sound like a movement. I'm grounding and grooving to get you in tune, and I'm seeing it through that you love what I'm doing. So fuck what they doing. Now we putting it work. So she wanna fuck at the seats. She keep on playing around. She up then she down to start off the week. Bet my time is money, please don't waste that. I won't think twice just to give you back. To the left, baby, get your bags packed. I ain't just anybody. Won't find none like me to do the things that you love like me. I got these songs for the season. She wanna fuck at the season. I just be chillin', I'm freezing. I'm not moving no trees. I do this for my dogs, living 6 feet under who no longer breathe. So I don't need no other reason. It's really my life, ain't no dreaming. I got these songs for the season. She wanna fuck at the season. I just be chillin', I'm freezing. I'm not moving no trees. Shawty immutable, nothing stay the same. She changed it up like the seasons, and everything's all for a reason. So I just thank God that I'm breathing. Ride it up. Dear God, don't let me down. When I lost my nigga Maul, that shit just had me down. Guilty, real talk, cause I ain't come around. My emotion burnt these bridges, what I'm gon' do now. Wish some things just stayed the same, lost love that can't be found. So I pray I make the change, the power's in me now. I hope you love me while I'm here before I'm in the ground.
What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite host doing the most, and you know I love the most. It's Mo Williams tuning in. This is Give 'em More Podcast. I'm here to give you more stuff. Today it's going to be inspirational, always, but we want to jump into the cultural side. We definitely taking a jump into the musical side of Charlotte. One of the best artists out of Charlotte. One of the best artists I know. I have the honor of knowing this guy personally. We got 8BALLKAINE in the building. This is the guy that's on the intro track. 8BALLKAINE World, and many other songs that I'm probably going to bring to you next year. You know, this year's over, but this year, next year. 8Ball, make some noise. How you doing, man?
Doing well, man. I'm doing well. I'm very blessed.
You're very blessed.
Yes,
I'm glad you can make it in the building. We tried and we tried and we
I
tried.
know.
And, timing didn't work out, but there's
It
no
did.
time. It did. It did. I was telling you, we couldn't link up. And then you finally dropped the project. I let the spoiler out. He did drop a new project. Make sure y'all listen to it. We're going to talk about it. But you finally dropped the project, and, I hit you up. I hit you up earlier today?
Yeah.
And you was able to make it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so tell the people a little bit about 8Ball,
Yeah, man. Just, kid from East Charlotte. Just making my way, man. Doing the best I can each day. Taking it day by day. So...
Taking it day by day. Are you from Charlotte?
Yeah.
Born and raised?
No, I was born in Fayetteville. I moved here in 96, so I moved here when I was like 4.
You was born in Vietnam?
Yeah.
He was
Cumberland County, Cape Fear Valley Hospital.
Was it a military thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad was he was in Fort Bragg.
All right, my homeboys, he go to Fort Bragg.
Okay.
He airborne in the
Yep.
military.
Yep.
That's the airborne unit.
Yep.
You get kicked out if you're not airborne at Fort Bragg. So the airborne unit. So how did you come up with your name, 8BALLKAINE?
Really, man, it was more so fixated around the number 8, And during the period of that time, I was just kind of looking at different definitions of numbers and everything like that. And the number 8 was just kind of more so of a representation of what I was going through, like a very pivotal moment. And then, of course, being from the South, man, at that time too, I was listening to a lot of 8 Ball and MJG, so kind of threw that in there. And then Kane, man, just comes from more so like my love for the West Coast. Of course, one of my favorite movies is Menace to Society.
Okay.
Yeah, so just kind of like, blending like a couple worlds together, but more so again, just fixated around the number 8.
Okay. So what does 8 mean to you? I know you just talked about it, but you said it was fixated around the 8.
Yeah.
When I see 8, I think infinity, infinite. What do you see?
I want to say I see the same thing. Endless possibilities. That's how I felt about myself. I felt like there was no limit to anything I could do. I just had to do it. And a lot of times we tend to place limits on ourselves more so because of the fears that people project onto us.
Okay.
So sometimes we take those fears and instead of trying things out for ourselves, we just go ahead and place ourselves in boxes and stuff like that. But to me, I kind of looked at it like, the sky's the limit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So about how long have you been doing music?
Been doing music since 2012, so about almost 8 years. Almost 8 years, yeah.
About 8 years. And you're a producer and you're an artist, right?
Yes, sir.
That's your question. Which one you like the most? And I'm gonna put you in a situation. If you couldn't do the other, which one would you prefer to do? Like if you couldn't make your own beats and sounds, would you rather write and rap and be, or would you rather not be able to write and produce the sound, if you get what I mean?
I would say I would stick to the artistry side of it. Because I was doing that for majority, from 2012, 2014. Yeah, so like when I started, man, I would say it was more so just my love for like writing and putting words together. You know what I'm saying? And just being able to link up with different producers, man, that had great sounds. I don't feel like I'm the only person, that can make a beat, whatever like that. I just know music, so it's easy for me to throw it together. But like honestly though, I would say, yeah, if I had to only choose between the two, it would probably be to continue to still be able to put my words together.
Has anybody ever asked you that before?
Not at all. First time.
You're a well thought out person, so I seen you thinking. I was like,
Yeah.
Has anybody ever asked him that before?
Not at all.
I gotta ask you them questions. I like asking people different questions. I talk to a lot of artists. I don't really talk to a lot of producers. What about production and beat making really gets it going for you? Like, what's your process? Like, can you be walking down the road and hear something? Do you need to be in a quiet room and start playing around? Like, what gets you going to start creating some of the beats that you come up with?
Man, honestly, man, I'll say life. Like, one of my favorite moments, I don't even feel like I have a process really. It's just whatever I'm inspired by. But one of my favorite moments, man, when I was making the beat for 8 the Swimmer, that's on Swim by 8, I was with my dog Roscoe. I was watching him for the day. And we were just sitting on the couch just chilling, and then I was just thinking about like a bass line. And I kid you not, like I went in the other room and was just working on that bass line. Like that bass that you hear in 8 the Swimmer, that was just like,
that's a dope bass
and
line.
it's just like me just kicking it with a dog. Like just sitting here just like, we watching TV or whatever like that. Other times, man, it's just from music, really. One of my favorite things to do is sample. So like I'll hear like a lot of old songs that I love, and then I just go and pick a piece of that, make a song out of it, So, but the process, man, for me would just be like life. Like I can hear anything at this point and just be able to put something together from it, because I pretty much have my entire life.
Well, I know everybody who makes beats, they either somebody introduced them to it, or they was just like, I'm gonna try this. Like, did somebody introduce you into beat making?
Yeah.
Or it's like, I know Tony got a story for everything. Tony 7, big shout out to Tony.
Shout out.
He told me, I put everybody on the beats, man. I taught my brother. My brother actually taught 8Ball how to make a beat.
He did.
Yes.
Tony's brother, man, John Grammer, man, Graham Hammer. We actually we got a beat together, man, on one of the songs on a project I just put out. But his brother, man, we went to high school together. So his brother, like, he was cooking up all the beats. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So yeah, I learned it through him. He introduced me into that world, being able to make a beat. But I didn't really I wasn't as good as him at all. Like, it was like a trial and error. And then, I did a little. I didn't stick with it as much as I could have in the beginning, right. But like over time, just coming back to it, practicing a little bit, I got okay.
Can you say when you left it alone and came back, you kind of was better? I'm one of those people, like, you ever played a game,
yeah, and
you was good at the game, but you felt like you wasn't getting no better, so you stopped, and then you picked it back up, and you was just as good.
Man, I was not good, though. I have an old beat tape in my car right now. And I was like, bro, like, why did you... It was... I just wasn't good. I was just like, nah, bro, like, this ain't for you.
You want to know something funny? Two people. My cousin, he makes his own beat. I talked to him 2 weeks ago, and I swear, he said, when I first started, I was trash. And then I heard, I like Big Crit. And I just went to his concert, actually. He had Rhapsody there. He had T.I.'s son. I didn't get to see him perform, but Rhapsody was there. She was dope. And he did an interview with his dad, and he was like, I used to be trash. Like, I used to think my beats was good. My dad be like, nah, son, this ain't for you. You need to give it up. Why does it seem like all the good beat makers feel like they was trash from the beginning? In the beginning?
I don't know, man. Because I guess, man, at that time, too, man, I was doing a lot of comparison. I was very ignorant to being in my own lane in the time. So I had peers that did make beats. They were, like I said, Tony's brother. But not only him, there was a couple other guys I knew that made beats, too, and they were really good. So it's kind of like I'm comparing me literally jumping off the porch to them, and they've been doing it probably years longer than anything. So it was just kind of like, yeah, I just felt like at that time it just wasn't like, nah.
Right. So you are a father, correct?
Yes, sir.
So how did fatherhood change your musical aspect? Did it add to it? Did it make you go harder with your projects? Like you got a son, right?
Yeah.
So your son inspired you in some of these tracks? Like, how did that work for you? I know as a man, as a woman as well, but as a man, fatherhood, especially when you take that responsibility to be a father, it changes your aspects. It actually, makes you go harder. Like, what did that do for you as far as, like, just music, your musical life?
I think for me, man, honestly, it's just what I notice more now so than anything is that it changed my attachment to certain stuff. So before my son, I would say that I had like an unhealthy attachment to music, right? So like things could go bad in my life. I could have failing relationships with people, whatever like that. But as long as I got music, I'm good. Then my baby boy come into my world, and it's just kind of like, if things not good with him, nothing's good in my world. And it's just weird because it's like, I feel like, it's that, you do have that generic, when your seed is born, you tend to put your best foot forward. But I think when Rue was born for me, man, it was just literally like, I had to like unlearn a lot of stuff that I thought was okay one of those things was just like more so being selfish. Like I had to really take a step back and be like, bro, like it's not about you, right? And if you're gonna make moves, you gotta think about there's one person on this earth that you have to think about. You may not think about nobody else, but you have to think about that one person because they are affected by the moves that you make. And they're gonna, even though they are, he's gonna have his own life to live, you know. But yeah, man, Rue, I learned from him. It's I can't even find the words really to say like how, I don't know, like different that was for me because he's a child, but yet I'm learning from him what it means to be pure, what it means to like literally not have an attachment to things, what it means to just bliss, joy, happiness. Like,
yeah, you can
you know,
you can give a baby a sticker and make that whole world.
and that taught me to really like enjoy the simple things in life. So yeah, man, when he came around, you know, I feel like, yeah, my music was affected, man, but my life outside of it took a hit. It took a turn, and now I'm in a point in my life where I have a lot of restoring to do if I'm going to be the best person I can be for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's 2. He's going to be 3 in July. So it's just kind of like there's not too much time left to where he's going to be extremely impressionable.
Right.
And if I'm not moving in the way that I would have liked for my father to move for me, it might be a cycle that can't be broken, you know?
Right. You know, I'm an only child, so it's a little different. On my mother's side, I'm an only child. So I can kind of see where she kind of looked at it like you. Well, like, when you little, when you are the child, I'm still the child. I need everybody to understand this. I think until you have a child, you forever a child. Even if you're 50, you're forever a child because, you know, like I was talking to my mama about the cross versus the ankh. And what the ankh represents is the loop at the top is the mother, the womb. The in-between is the kids, and the bottom part is the male. And that is the crossroad between a woman and a man. It's their children. But the children are the teachers. And that's a true trinity. The father, the son, the child. I mean, the father, the mother, the child. You cannot leave out the woman, and you can't leave out the child. So you see a lot of men who don't take care of their children, and they may make a lot of money, they may get ahead in life, but they forever stay a child. And their child has the option to take that path, or somebody who's never there. You can take after your mother, you know what I'm saying? And they make it seem like when you go behind your mother that you're going to make bad decisions. Nah, I mean, I don't use it to brag anything. I never smoked or anything before. I may have had a few drinks. I got drunk once. That was like last year's birthday. Never doing that again. Woke up, throw up everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm very selfish. You know, I'm 25. I tell you I'm selfish now. But it's in like the most innocent ways. It's like I want to help people, but I want to help them in my way. You know what I'm saying? It's like you confusing. I want to help you, but I want to help you in my way. When you help somebody, as long as the job get done, it really doesn't matter. And you know, that's what this platform is for. You hear me say all the time, you can criticize me, you can give me feedback. That's what I'm looking for. And I had to get to the point in my life where I was okay with receiving good things. Because I tell the story, every day I used to come home, my mother would have something new on the bed, I swear to God. From kindergarten till like 11th, 12th grade. Every time I would come home, she would make sure the door was closed. I opened the door, something was there. And then I get to college and I open the door, ain't nothing there no more. So So I had to teach myself how to be a man. And, you know, I'm getting there. I'm 25. I'm grateful where I'm doing. But I ask you that because children are very important and they can change your life. And I see more so a lot of men say that the child taught them something different. Can I say that I don't know the relationship you have with the mother? I was in the studio one time and she was there and y'all got along very well. It was a beautiful thing. But I would say, as a man, I feel like the child teaches you what you didn't learn from the mother. You see what I'm saying? So I always say, women always matters about something. And we overlook so much stuff. And I always think the child is kind of teaching you in the most innocent ways what you missed from the mother. Which then makes you look at the mother like, okay, your relationship with her start changing. Because you ain't about you and her no more. It's about him first. So yeah, I don't have no attachments to the world. So yes, I'm still a child. Yes, I'm still selfish in spirit. But I'm working on it. And if I do have children someday, I do plan on being in their life from day one. But you say you got to restore. It's like you got to hit that refresh button. And what I say to you is make sure you hit it, man. Like the music that you just came out with, and that's what we're going to segue to, like your new project. I can tell like you at that transformation stage, like you ready to cross over. It's another level up. It's going to happen before this year is over. We only got, 10 days. It's going to happen before the year is over, whether you feel it or not. I'm telling you this because I can see it. You sitting in front of me. They listen to our voice. But you too well thought out not to get there. Like, if y'all hear the pauses in the podcast, it's because he really thinking. A lot of people don't really think no more. They just talk. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say that to you. Like, your breakthrough is right there, I can tell.
Appreciate that.
No problem. I can see it.
That,
like,
man.
I can see what you've been through. Like I tell people, I'm an empath. I'm an empath, so I can feel it more than anything. Like, you here for me. You know what I'm saying? Before you got here, you asked me, did I need anything? And I was looking at it like, I should be asking him, do he need anything? Least I can do. I went to the store just to get this water so you can be comfortable. Least I can do is have something there, happy medium. But I can tell you're a good person, and I only met you twice. You know what I'm saying? First time I met you was in the studio. I was taking pictures. I was taking pictures in the studio. And that was a long time ago. Tony was like, I want you to come take pictures at the studio. And it was such a good vibe. I was like, and then the next time I talk to you, I'm asking you, can I use your music on my podcast? And you didn't hesitate to say, yeah, anything, bro. So, you got 2 new projects out, right?
Yeah. Got an EP out right now, Before Better Days, and then we have a mixtape out, 9 is the Magic Number.
Okay. What is the thought process just in those names?
Okay, so for the EP, Before Better Days, so I was working on...
One more question. Not to cut you off. For those who don't know, what is an EP?
An EP in my EP in my I mean, you want me to give you like the actual definition or like
whatever you think makes sense to the people? Because I don't even know the official definition for an EP. I just look at it like just a little something for the fans. Like this is what level I'm on right now.
EP to me could be like a demo. What was considered a demo tape back in the day, what they considered musically, what an EP would be considered as, it's like an extended play. So it's like 4 or 5 songs, probably no more than 20 minutes altogether, but more so like a collection or like a body of work that you could follow up with, like with an album, right? So more so like this would be an EP leading up into something bigger.
Right.
But in this case, I don't have anything leading up. Right? So it's just like, for me, I considered it an EP because those songs were actually something I was working towards, like a full body of work, but it was so different for me at the time, and it was like unlike anything I made before. Like, those songs to me were more so like scores, musical scores. Like the way that I structured and the way that I made it, like I got a song on there called Never Been Afraid, and to me it sounded like a mantra, like just starting off, because I'm just repeating like a similar, like just a phrase and then song. But not to get too off the definition of it, but yeah, just like something cohesive and put together, or maybe not cohesive. It's just at this point, man, it's like, what is anything? Because I mean, people put in, you know what I'm saying, like it's really it's what you make it. I call it an EP because I felt like, for the amount of, I think the songs are like 4 minutes apart anyway. I don't think I have any songs on one project that long before.
Right.
You know? So it's, again, me going against the grain in a climate where there are songs like less than 2 minutes now. You know? But it was just more so, man, it was art for me, so I presented it that way. So yeah, that's what I would say.
All right. So, like the different names, what were you thinking when you named them? I know I don't really hear artists talk about why they name their albums or EPs or mixtapes, what they name them. And I like thinking about stuff like that, like what makes this fits this body of work. So, what kind of inspired you with the different names for your EP and for your mixtape?
So, before Better Days, man, that was like a running phrase we were talking about. Like, when I first made the songs, we were just like, better days, man. Like, better days are coming, bro. Like, just, man, this summer's been, it was this summer. I mean, 2019 was very challenging, man. I felt like I don't know, man. I just felt like I had so much more to learn than I thought. But the summer was when it really was like, probably like the hardest I've been through yet. Because I'm pretty sure I probably might go through something even harder. I don't know, right? But it was like the first time going through something very hard. And like, I felt like my innocence of it was robbed, right? So to encourage me, man, like to wake up every day and just like have some type of faith, because all you need is like a mustard seed size of faith, man, nowadays, if anything. So it's like, man, look, better days are coming, bro. Better days, you know? So my homie came into town. Shout out to Uncle Wells. He came into town, man, and we was working on his album.
Right.
And I did this thing called Bandcamp. It was just one of those things like, artists come to my spot for like a weekend over the summer. We just working on music. At the same time, we was working on spiritual strength, physical strength, mental strength, but we cooking on music, So when I was working on his album with him, these songs were coming out. So the songs that's on the mixtape, these songs that's on the EP, they were being constructed too. So I was just like, man, it feels like when I listen to Before Better Days, it just feel like, it's just like, bro, it's going to get better, because it does. And like at that point when I was making those songs, I wasn't where I was at today, and I honestly couldn't tell you that I could have seen myself where I'm at today. And I'm still in a storm, but it's just kind of like,
you can see the eye of it. I asked you, could you see the eye of it? Because at the end of the day, the way I look at it, I am the eye of my own storm. So if you can see yourself, then you can see yourself getting through it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I heard what you said. I was thinking on that because I was talking to my mom the other day, and I was telling her, like, I feel like it's like a constant battle back and forth. Like, you gotta literally put the visuals in your head of yourself where you see yourself, right? And bro, man, I was defeated over the summer. Like, for the first time, like, my ego, my spirit, like, defeated. So, truthfully, I couldn't say that I saw it, man. It was just like things went from bad to worse for me. And I just felt like the only thing I had left that was evidence that I had a spirit was any song, especially in the mixtape.
Right.
You know? So that's why I felt like, okay, if I wasn't here tomorrow, what do I have that could live on, like, for real, that could remind people, like, he had a spirit about him.
Your sound lives forever.
Exactly. So I kind of really felt like I put a lot of my faith in like that eye of the storm into that, but more so into I call it Magic Number 9 for short, but more so into the mixtape for sure, because that was the time when my boy passed. But not trying to draw out the answer, but yeah, before Better Days, just, you know, like I said, Better Days is something that I was like working on, and it is something that is in completion. It's just up to me now if I want to release it or not. But before Better Days, it's kind of like it's just a different version of me. I like to give people different layers, versions. Right? And then with 9 is the magic number, man. If you look at the number 9, well, first of all, I thought I was having another son of the summer.
Okay.
So I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this like so old. So I don't know. I was just like, man, I'm about to dedicate this whole thing to him, like Magic Number 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, just another version of me. Cool. But I look more into the meaning of 9 and even how 9 is divided into things like shapes.
Right.
And it just keeps going and going and going and going. And that's why they coined the phrase 9 is the magic number, because of how many just shapes and symmetries you can get from that actual number itself. So,
take a quick dip in the numerology. In numerology, anything added to 9 is itself,
exactly,
in a new form. So, I was born on the 9th, September 9th, 9/9. If you read about that, September 9th is actually the strongest day of Virgo season, because it's the double 9 amplified. And I always told myself, like, what am I? When Tony sent me the name, and I was like, that made me think, like, what am I? Am I really just a multiple, like, anything plus 9 is itself? Well, I got 2 9s. So what does that mean? I'm always in completion, and I'm always in new beginnings. And I'm always capable of closing doors, but since I'm always in the cycle, since I spiral up, because a 9 is a spiral up. You hear Drake said, the 6 is upside down, it's a 9 now. That's him saying, like, it's complete. When the 9 is turned around, it's a 6. It's spiraling down. So I told people, like, know your upper 7. I always mess with, like, super religious people. What's the number of completion? 7. Tony big on 7. But it's 7 and 9. And in the Mason society, 9 is the last single digit number. It's the most strongest number there is. But all the numbers are just as powerful. So people forget about 0. 0 is something. 0 is something. People forget about the number 0. There's 10 single digit numbers, but people forget about the power of 0. The power of nothingness is very strong, because it's something, as long as you can believe. And I think my mother and my brother taught me how to believe. And my brother, 23 years old, and he a Christian, and he fight his battles because he live a certain lifestyle. And I tell him, you stronger than me. He messaged me earlier. I think you're Aries, right? He Aries.
Yeah.
Jalen there, I'm surrounded. But he has a charisma about him that's it doesn't even seem like he think about himself. It's like, man, I remember you told me you was gonna be rich one day. You know, I'm starting to see that now. It's something that I don't really think about. So, like you said, you was born on the 9th. You told me that earlier. Like, you just have to think about the day you was born and say, like, I am in completion at all times. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about 9, like, you are spiraling up. What you was going through was the 6, which is spiraling down. And 6 is a lot of people don't know 6 is the number that's considered the mark of the beast, because in like auras and chakras, that's your lower 6. So when you in your lower 6, you're in your drought. But I feel like you have to go through both. I feel like being the worst of yourself is the same as being the best of yourself. Because I know what it's like to be that super mean. I'm a very emotional person, naturally. But when you make me mad, I say nothing. And one time, my mama made me mad. Say how selfish I am. I playing basketball at AAU. My mama is graduating from college to get her doctorate from Liberty University in Virginia. And I am so mad that I can't go to North Carolina to play against, CP3 team and stuff like that. And I'll look at it, I'm like, man, what was I thinking? Like, that's my mother, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now I look at it. But I went, she made me go. And I'm glad I did go, because, I was like, all right. But when I heard it was a 9, and then the first song I heard was with you and Tony. And I was just thinking, I started laughing because I was like, one of my older episodes, I was like, I feel like they working on something and it's going to come out soon. But I'm not going to say anything. You know what I'm saying? So I had Tony on. We talked spirituality. Like, how do you meet Tony? I know you knew his brother in high school, but like, has Tony had any influence? Because both of y'all have very unique styles.
I'll say, man, with Tony, I like to think about our relationship as more so like stars just aligning. Because I literally known his brother, never met Tony a day in my life as long as I knew his brother. But his brother told me that he always had, Tony was always doing music and everything like that. So, man, I think Tony and I were like working together for, I think, close to almost 2 years without even like meeting each other. Like, I was sending beats, he would send me the songs back and everything like that. Then he put it on a project, give me the credit for production. But man, what happened was really Tony. The first time I met Tony, man, it was so cool because he came. Like, before I could really like work with somebody or engage somebody, you gotta like I gotta like get the feeling, you know what I'm saying? It's gotta be organic. So he came through at my cousin's house. My cousin from Philly, he came down to see us, man. So he came through that night. My son was here, my cousin and everything like that. We was just all just outside, just vibing, man, having a good time, enjoying each other's company. And Tony came through, man, and I don't know. It was like even though I met him for the first time in the physical, like I always knew him. It was so weird. So ever since then, man, like we always just been close. He called me, we chopped it up. But interesting enough, man, that song you're talking about, I Just Need Some Time, that's one of my favorite songs on there too, because Tony and I, we have been attempting to get something done together for the longest. So, but like with me on it as well, or with him on it, not just like beat wise. So I think what made it even special was that John, me and him, we collabed on a beat. You know what I'm saying? And then it's Tony on the, it's like, it meant so much to me. And like I said, just as long as I knew him, for it to come together like that, it was just like the stars are aligned. Like it was just kind of like, man, what is time at this point? Right. Because eventually this was going to happen. I just had to have the summer I was having to to allow this, man, because other times I couldn't see myself having that time to even swing by Tony house, hear his brother make that beat, be like, man, hold on, I think I can add something to that too. Like, everything was just lining up, man. So that's just always been my relationship with him, man. Just things aligning at the moment. Can't really say if it's right or not. It's just more so like it was meant to happen, you know? Like, just
Right. So, like I said before we started recording, my actual favorite song was Seasons. And we both took different pieces, but what was the mindset like when you was making Seasons? Because it's a very deep song. Like, even with you explaining it, what you was giving off, you know, the mutable part stuck out to me because, you know, by different reasons. I always got something to do with a girl, you know what I'm saying? I always got something to do with a female. But let's talk about Seasons, you know, for the people who are going to be new and even for your true fans that's been there since day one.
for sure, man. Seasons, man, was just it was like a combination of everything going on. Like, at the moment, I had to like literally just be like, I had to like, I would say over the summer I was practicing this thing called like silencing your mind. So like there'll be like a day where I don't listen to anything. Like, everything around me is just quiet, right? So I kind of drew inspiration from that because most of the times when you're able to silence your mind, things come to you. You're able to like sometimes solve problems.
Right.
So like I said, just working on that, I was able to add bits and pieces because I was just like quiet. And I thought about every single thing in that waking moment that was right in my life, in my eyes, or my
Reality.
and what was wrong. And it was like how to blend it, because if you hear the second verse on there, I admit to some of the faults that I had. Like, you know what, I burnt bridges through my emotions, right? Like, and that's not easy, because like you said earlier, we do things that may be considered selfish, but that's not my intent to be like harmful. My intent is always good. I have my mom's heart, so my intent is always good. It's just like I'm doing it my way.
Right.
And it took me a while to notice, like, you know what, you kind of are closed-minded because you're not willing to be open to other ways. You have to do it through your way because in your way you feel like it's good.
That's where you comfortable.
Right. And that's another part where I'm misunderstood too. Right? So I had to like acknowledge that. Like, you know what? I don't have the same relationships with people I used to before because emotion, like, a person that, you know, I established love with might not feel that way about me no more because of emotion, right? Because it fluctuates up and down, and sometimes it fade away. But it's kind of like at the end of the day, because my intent is good, even no matter what the circumstance, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm up, you'll be there too, right? Just because I feel like, not that I owe it to you or I'm obligated to do that, but that's just the kind of person I am. I feel like I am the sun. Like,
that's what I was meant to do. Like,
exactly.
Even when I'm down, I'm trying to push other people up. That's
exactly.
it.
And it's just kind of like right now, I feel like God's just working on me right now, and that's why I was telling you earlier, off the mics, that, you know, 2020 for me was storing balance. Like, people thought I was selfish this year. Like, I'm really taking next year to work on me, and that will cause me to be selfish. That will cause me, because I told you earlier, I felt like I put so much of myself and energy into so many different things, but I didn't serve myself this year.
But is that really selfish? That's the real question. Is it selfish to work on yourself? And I really want people to think about that. I ask myself that question. Like, is it selfish to you because I'm finally not doing all the things? I'm gonna tell you exactly what you're gonna go through. You about to see like who's on your side, like who really on your side. Because when things are going good, you know, it's easy to support something that's going good. Like I do this podcast all the time, and I feel like it's going good. But when I don't have that mustard, you know, after let's say season 1 ends, what I'm gonna do for season 2 and I get stumped? Who gonna be there to be like, all right, man, let's get your creative juices going. Like you slacking, you know what I'm saying? But nobody can't tell you slacking when you know you've been doing the work. It's just who gonna try to see it from my point of view. Actually, it makes the people around you selfish. It makes you selfless when you think about yourself. I look at it in reverse because it's like I can focus on you right now. I have the ability to focus on you, but I've done it just one way for so long. Like I don't know who I am right now, and I don't know who I am. And for the longest, I didn't know who I was. It's like my girlfriend asked me, what's your love language? And I remember Tony telling me, no matter what woman you meet, broken, whether she's a hoe for back of letter turn, married, they all know how they want to be loved. Ask a man how he want to be loved. And 90% of us, since we pursue women and loving other people so much, even the players, since we pursue women, so we don't even know how we want to be loved. So I received gifts my whole life from my mother, and I remember myself saying I only would take gifts. The only woman that can give me a gift was my mama. I just learned how to receive gifts this year from other people, and I can see where like if you gave me a gift before, it looked like I was unappreciative. Just like talking. When I was little, my mama used to say, you're going to have to learn how to talk one day because that shows fear or you insecure. It's like, nah, I know it don't. Now I find myself walking by people speaking. You know, that's a southern thing. I walk by somebody and speak, and I'm like, just last year I didn't even have the confidence to randomly speak to somebody. And I had to take time to myself because, you know, that mutable part stuck with me because I was dealing with a situation where it just seemed like this person didn't stay the same, but I wasn't staying the same either. Like, mutable signs are like leaves in the fall. They just gonna switch up. Can you keep up? You know what I'm saying? Like, fixed signs are routine and cardinal signs. If you're trying to start something, they gonna get you started. You know what I'm saying? But I guess you gotta find the fixed in you and the mutable in you. You know what I'm saying? I found the fixed in me because this is routine. And the cardinal in me was Jalen saying, start that. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say to you, look at the people around you and see, 'cause, you know, we like Super Saiyans. We like cartoons. We can take power from other people. We can give power to other people. So I need to take, like Goku, I need to get better. You know, why is he so good? He's so happy all the time. Why is he so, you don't got to be serious all the time to be the best. But you do work hard, you know what I'm saying? I could tell you work hard. But, and this ain't therapy, y'all. This is just real. Like, me being me, like, I learned so much just by my friends calling me. Like, hey, bro, I'm going through this, and this. And I go in my notebook in my mind, and I be like, I'm not going through that. I'm not burning my hand on the stove like my friend. He telling me not to do it. Like, bro, whatever you do, don't go through this. So, and I just, you know, I always talk to a lot of girls. I just got my first girlfriend at 25. Nobody would believe that. All the other girls thought I was a player, this, and that. But I always cared about people. So, like, even when it came to females, girl be trying to come see me on a late night. 10, 11 o'clock, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. You stay at home. I'd rather you be safe than you try to come over here. And that's when I was so selfless that I didn't know who I was no more. But I was just being a real man. I was being a gentleman. That's who like you said, you got your mother's heart. I got my mother's heart. She know me. She'll call me right now. What you doing? Oh, I'm at the boardwalk or something. Is it safe out there? Well, I'm 25. I know where to go. And I'm saying that's what your mama gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And I can really tell you got a father's mentality. And sitting right here, I can tell you been through a lot. And this just not just this year, like in the past couple of weeks, you've been through a lot. But something happened to say, all right, I've been through a lot. It's time for everybody else to see where I'm coming from. And you said it was Friday the 13th. That's normally a tragic day for most people.
Yeah.
But you looked at it like beautiful disaster. Let's make it happen. Why is Friday the 13th your day?
Man, I mean, because everybody, like you said, everybody look at the. You know something, man, about me? I just literally need one thing positive out of the million things that could be wrong with something. All I need is just one thing positive. That'll sway my, So I look, and like I said too, man, it was just like, okay, 13 songs, got 4 on the EP. You got 9 on the mixtape. That's 13. It's Friday the 13th. The moon is in Cancer. Why not? Because, I mean, I had these songs, like, man, the whole summer. I had these songs forever. So, it was, at the point, it was just kind of like, it was literally, like, the most calm and nonchalant I've ever been about releasing music. I didn't even talk about it. It was nothing to really talk about to me. It was something I felt like I'm just going to put it out.
So, even, like, the people around you didn't really know?
Nobody knew.
You was just like, this is what I want to do.
I didn't even look at it like that. Really, it was just kind of like I literally woke up and it was just kind of like, just go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's interesting you was talking about Dragon Ball Z, man, because believe it or not, I've been watching that series. That's been kind of like, it's like watching it now at our age. It's so many levels to it spiritually.
Right.
So I'm at the season. I'm in the Majin Buu season now, right? But I'm looking at. I was literally comparing like Goku to Vegeta, and I'm just like, dang, like the way Goku is. He carries like the reason why he's so pure and he just attracts people to him. Like think about it. Everybody's so excited to see him.
Right.
The world can be in despair, but like
he happy,
bro. But his mindset, and he's so childlike. Like I was looking at it from the Cell games, right? And they was literally just chilling and grinning, like, yo, like the Cell games is like in 5 days. Why are you so calm? But he's like, yo, just chill. Like let's just take this moment. If the world really about to end, let's just take this moment and chill. And I had to really think about it. Like, you know what? If I knew that the world was ending in 5 days. Would it really serve me to be in a hysteria, like, you know what I'm saying? Or would it serve me better, my spirit, to just be like, all right, cool, I'm at peace with it, right?
You know, quick song, Vic Mensa made a song. It's called Holy Holy. And he says, if the world ends tomorrow, would you smoke with me? Like, he's talking to a girl, and if the world is ending tomorrow, like, I guess, he like to smoke. Would you smoke with me? Ain't nothing I could do. If you tell me the world ends tomorrow, I'm going to find the people closest to me. Let's have one more good time together.
And that's what these 13 songs was for me, bro. Like, literally just being at peace because, like I said, just going through what I've been going through lately. Things are coming to an end for me.
Right.
Like, I feel like my ego is coming to an end, but a lot more, too. Because with the ego, I had to look at it like, the ego part of me was a whole nother being.
Right.
And bit by bit, day by day, over the summer, was just stripping that away slowly. Was like it's like lit like a slow death. So it's just kind of like, being able to be at peace with that and being willing to say, it's time for me to go to a different, like you said, all right, I'm at rock bottom now. It's time to spiral up. So
can't go nowhere but up from the bottom.
For real. So that's why I looked at Friday the 13th. Like, okay, if this is such a disastrous, unlucky day, how about I change it around for myself and say, you know what, today's gonna be a great day for me. This is gonna be the day. This is gonna be the start of something new for me, you know. And I just, like I said, it was just a calm day. Came home around 11:11. Started uploading the songs.
That's when I released the podcast on 11/11.
Yeah.
I was like, make a wish. Let's just put it out there. 2 months in advance, when I did We the Champs, we did episodes every Monday. And Tony was here and Mary was here. And they met for the first time. And they was like, okay, you got to come up with a date. And I'm thinking of Monday. I ain't looking at the calendar. I was like, how about 11/11? Tony pulled out the calendar. That's Monday. All right, we're going to start on 11/11. Now, a month into it, I hadn't recorded anything. Because I'm like, am I really about to do this? But what I did was I kept making posts. Giving more podcasts coming out. I was like, am I going to drop the ball? Actually, one time I was supposed to put an episode out, and I waited, like, past 1 o'clock. And my brother messaged me like, was you Kanye West now? I was like, what you mean? He was like, you said you was putting out an episode. You ain't got nothing. I immediately uploaded it. Because I was looking at the numbers like, okay, first week, we hit a couple hundred. I ain't even expect like 100 people to look, honestly. But it was, okay, first week we got a couple hundred. Now I'm trying to compare to this and that. And it ain't meant for comparison. It's all timeless information. And that's when I looked at your SoundCloud, I was like, 490,000? And I'm looking at it like, man, I'll be here, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, for him to still be humble and have been to this point and know that he could been there, especially when you're younger. Like, imagine how big you give that to the wrong person. They think they're a superstar. And I don't know your mindset at that time, but I can tell, like, even then you probably was just chill about it. Like, I'm doing this, I'm just keep going hard. And then, life events occur. You might have took a break or, like you say, your child was born probably a little bit, a couple years later. Life events just be, and I think you really have to not care to an extent to keep pushing through that. And when you actually do care, you're going to stop. You're going to stop. So I think you really have to not care to keep pushing through it. So you got people around you. Where's the content? Where the content? You probably like, I care. So it's there, but it don't make sense to me.
Well, that's why I decided to put it on SoundCloud first because, well, for me, man, I never focus on the results. Like, as much as I love numbers, the numbers that my songs perform, it wouldn't stop me from making music anyway. So it's just kind of, that's why I just keep putting out more. But it was really important for me this time to just give it straight to the people that was on there because I hadn't had any music out on there in a while, and people were still playing and still following. So I'm just like, man, like,
even up
that's
to
dedication.
Even up to this point?
Yeah. Okay. I'm serious, like, I had people tell me, like, man, the album is older than me now. I'm just kind of like, man, bro, I'm going through life right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've always been humble, man, when it comes to my art because I feel like, to me, it's more important for it to speak for itself other than anything. And today, I was talking to this girl. She was telling me, she was like, you need to be a shark. Like, I like sharks. And I was like, yeah, sharks are cool. But I told her, I was like, man, have you ever thought about a whale, though? Big. They don't need to say nothing. Everybody knows they're big, right?
Right.
And when I dropped that on her, she was just like, kind of like starstruck. She was just like, damn, I never really thought about it. Because, sharks, yeah, they a beast, they whatever. Mom's just like, I'd rather be a whale because it's kind of like, I don't have to say anything, but you know that I'm here. You can feel my presence. I don't have to be that. You know what I'm saying? So this just fit who I am. You know, like it can be 10 years from now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be still moving the same way. You know what I mean? I don't need fame or notoriety or anything like that. If you want to pay me though, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't. Man, you can walk past me and it wouldn't take away from who I am anyway. I was gonna be somebody anyway if I didn't make music. To be honest with you, so it's just the fact that I do music, you know. But that stuff don't matter, man. It's just more so about inspiring people, man, touching people, helping people. And I think for me, man, going through what I'm going through now, to even find the strength and the courage to just put it out the way that I did, you know, whoever's going to hear this, man, could draw inspiration from your story too. The fact that you're consistent and you're going and you're sticking to it, man. I think people need to see that. They need to hear it. They need to be able to believe in something that's, I don't want to say from a righteous place, but just from a place of where the intent is meant to build, right? I feel like energy should be made to build and create things, not destroy. Even though you need both, right? Yeah. But I feel like this platform is a platform where you're giving knowledge and you're giving it to the people that's gonna be wanting to seek a higher understanding of things, right? That they may not be able to their whole lives possibly, right? Yeah. So it's just about just putting it out there in the world, man, and letting it live through.
It was scary at first, but you know, I told a friend, he has a shoe company. He's very popular. He sells shoes. It's like, man, maybe you should jump on YouTube. You never know. People love shoes. And it's like, you the expert on that. And I was like, all you got to do is show people shoes when they come out, how you feel about them, and they going to like it. My toughest challenge is I have to convince somebody to let me inspire them. And normally when you try to do, quote unquote, the right thing, like I'm not on YouTube or Apple Podcast and none of that, you know, making funny videos and stuff or dressing up like a woman, so to speak, to grab attention. I kind of took the hard way on purpose. And it's not really the hard way. It's just like we think we know what people like until we create something for people to like. If all they putting on TV is love and hip-hop, that's what they going to like. When they put something inspirational up there, when Sunday's Best, people watch that too. You know, even non-Christians like to hear good music. So that's what I really wanted to do. Like when I first started, I was like, I'm going to do sports again. Nah, I don't want to do sports. I want to take the hard route. So I feel like I took the hard route and I'm still on it. And I don't plan on stopping, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what's going to happen? You know, everybody keeps saying it takes the right person. They call my mother said I was a superstar. You know, that's the best compliment I can get, you know. And if I do become a quote-unquote superstar, I still want to be able to sit down with 8Ball and talk to Tony and talk to my mother and it'd be okay. I can't reach that point and all this change. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you can get better houses, better cars, but relationships like that you can't lose in life. Like burning bridges is something that I got to the point in life where you can only burn your side of the bridge. My side of the bridge is so steady that it don't burn. I just lift it up or down, whether you can cross over it or not. And I think that's where you gonna get. Like, you can't burn bridges no more when you're doing it for yourself. Truly for yourself. And it sounds crazy, but when you doing it for other people, it's selfish because you're doing it in a way, like we said, it's that fits you. When you're truly doing it for yourself, it's going to work out the way it's supposed to be. I reached that point this year where it's like, if it don't work for me, then why am I doing it? And you know, I got close friends in Charlotte. Actually, my best friend just moved right there. And my mama said, yo, your best friend from back home is up here. One of my best friends back home. said, Mama, he got a baby now. You know, he got a baby with my cousin. He got a family. I got a girlfriend. Like, I'm going to take care of him, but I'm right here. If he knock on the door, he can come in here. But he's over there, but that's his universe. It's my universe. And, you know, like, it's just like, it's just space in him. And that's how I like for it to feel. Like space. It's just positive space. And, oh no, we've been talking for an hour and 2 minutes. It's just space. You ain't really thinking about the hour and 2 minutes until I had to put it out in 2 parts. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. I just like the vibe. And Tony said this is going to happen. Y'all was going to end up talking for too long. And it's not too long.
Nah, it's never easy, man.
But I do want you to come back.
For sure.
So, you know, we got an hour and 3 minutes in. Any last words? Anybody? I don't know who gonna listen the whole hour. Yeah. This is gonna be my test of faith. If you make it to this point, I really appreciate you.
Yeah, no worries, man. We always appreciate the listeners, man. I don't have much to say, man. Just, you know, sending out strength, man, to those that's going through it right now. And just better days are coming, if not they're already here. You just gotta like really believe. And I think the best way to get started is just take one thing each day that you can be thankful for that's already going and working in your life. And then, you know, do that for a couple of days.
I got you.
You be straight.
And that's how we gonna end it.
Yes, sir.
Once again, it's your favorite host doing the most. You got my favorite artist sitting across from me. The best intro out, world. Well, we're going to change the intro. Hopefully you let me change the intro to Seasons or the song with Tony. But thank you for coming through, man. We done. Y'all have a blessed day.